I'd like to ask my friend Kelly Tsai to come up and help me on this one. This is Kelly Tsai. I'm going to hurry my ass up because she's about to blow you away in a little bit. But she's going to help me out. We're going to try something. I wrote a poem for Fong Li. How many of you have heard the name Fong Li? Good. So just really quickly, Fong Li was among a teenager who was shot and killed by Minneapolis police. Shot 8 times. Actually, they shot at him 9 times. 1 bullet missed. And a very short version of the story, this officer got a Medal of Valor for killing this young man. And they planted a gun on the scene. And basically, the family, the Fong Li family, and some of us local activists were working hard to push a case of excessive force. You know, this was a kid who was running from you. And you shot him 9 times and killed him. And basically we lost the case. And the way that we lost it is that the judge allowed testimony that Fong Li may have been in a gang. All right? Although there was no evidence to say that he was ever in a gang. Nothing whatsoever that said Fong Li was in a gang. Had no drugs on him. The gun was planted. But they kept repeating this over and over to the all-white jury so that they would think gang member. They kept calling him gang member, gang member, gang member, gang member. So then the jury would think, oh, he was a young man of color. He probably had a gun. So this cop is justified in shooting him. And yet, they didn't allow testimony in a court that this police officer had racial bias against Asian and African American kids. And he, in fact, was fired from the police force for lying under oath. Okay? So that's kind of a quick background. And this poem is broken into 9 short poems, 1 for each bullet. 8-9, in memory of Fong Li. 1. Community members point out that accusations about Fong Li's history and character, specifically allegations that he was in a gang, were allowed in court and written about in the press. But Officer Anderson's alleged dislike of Asians and history of derogatory remarks against Asians was neither allowed in court nor written about in the press. One of the devil's greatest powers is to force you to take a deal that he himself would never take. 2. Fong Li was 19. I can imagine him and his family. They are eating something that steams and it does not steam like food from this country. The smell lingers like home. It is Minnesota, so the lights inside, no matter how dim, somehow makes all indoor rooms feel warm. Now it's summer and he's fishing with his friends. They get on bikes and their legs draped low, arms lazy on the handlebars. Their heads lean as they defeat Minnesota Vikings and the Minnesota Twins, slapping absently at logos on their caps and on their shirts. 3. Officer Jason Anderson shot Hmong American teenager Fong Li 8 times.
To serve and protect.
A bullet wound in Fong Li's hand suggests the teenager may have held up his hands in surrender.
Decorated officer.
As Officer Anderson
White.
Shot
Medal of Valor.
him. Anderson was also charged with domestic assault
Peace officer.
by his girlfriend, though charges were later dropped.
Officer of the law.
Officer Anderson
Police officer.
was also accused of kicking
Hero.
an African American teenager who was on the ground in handcuffs in 2008. 4. An all-white jury found Officer Anderson not guilty of using excessive force. Tell me who you fear. Blindfold me, and I will tell you your skin. 5. I'm wondering when people will care. 6. I'm 18, and the brutal cold holsters my hands in the warm solace of my jacket pockets. He just pulled me over. The police officer snaps his hand to his gun. My pockets are empty. My hands are open. Still, on that night, my story would have ended in smoke and red snow. If my body lay there, perforated, would I bleed through holes in his story? 7. Lost, you turn your car around and see trees stretching like green-brown fencing up to blue skies. Man, Minnesota looks so pretty sometimes. But just beyond the neck of scrub trees is the hint of chain link fence, distant ghost silhouette of strip mall. Just one step past the shadows of those leaves are railroad tracks running like stitches over broken glass and gravel. 8. All our lives, men with guns, chased in the womb, in the arms of our parents. Our parents chased all our lives by men with guns. In the womb, in our parents' arms, we run, chased by men with guns. 9. Michael Cho, Cal T. Tran, John T. Williams, Tysel Nelson, Oscar Grant, Fong Lee. May your names be the hymn, wind that sways police bullets to miss. Thank you.